You are 17 years old, standing in the back of a tire shop that smells of rubber dust and burned coffee. Your cousin Miguel has been working here for 3 years. He makes $23,000 a year, counting commissions. His hands are permanently stained black at the cuticles. He introduces you to a man named Cesar, who wears a gold chain so thick it looks like it could choke a horse. Cesar asks if you can drive a stick shift. You say yes. You have never driven a stick shift in your life. That night you borrow your neighbor's truck at 3 in the morning. You stall it 7 times before you get to the end of the block. By dawn you can shift without grinding the gears. You tell yourself this is just temporary. You need money for your mother's medication. That is the story you will tell yourself for the next 4 years. The first real job is simple. You drive a Nissan Sentra from a warehouse in the industrial district to a garage in the suburbs. You never open the trunk. You never ask what is inside. The pay is $700 per trip, 3 trips a week, more than you made in a month at the tire shop. You start buying things, a watch, new shoes for your sister. You pay off your mother's debt to the pharmacy. She asks where the money comes from. You say you work nights. She stops asking. You learn the procedural architecture of loyalty. Do not arrive early. Do not arrive late. Do not talk to anyone at the drop point. Do not look at their faces. Do not ask for more work. Do not complain about the pay. Every rule exists because someone broke it and disappeared. You memorize them like scripture. 6 months in, Cesar gives you a phone. It is a burner. He tells you to keep it charged and silent. You sleep with it under your pillow. You check it every hour. The phone becomes an organ. The 2 days it dies, you cannot breathe. Phase 2 begins when Cesar gets arrested. You hear about it from a woman at a taco stand who says his truck was found on the highway, doors open. No body. No one confirms anything. You wait 5 days. No calls, no texts. You go to work at the tire shop again. Your hands stay clean. Your checking account empties. Then a new phone arrives in your mailbox. No return address. It rings at exactly 7:42 p.m. A voice you do not recognize tells you to be at a restaurant called El Faro tomorrow at noon. Bring nothing. Wear something without stains. The restaurant is a seafood place with checkered tablecloths and a ceiling fan that clicks. You sit for 40 minutes. A man in a polo shirt sits down across from you. He has the face of an accountant. Soft, tired. He puts a folder on the table. Inside are photographs of your mother leaving church, your sister at school, your house from across the street. He says you are now working for him. He says the rules are the same, but the consequences are worse. He says this without smiling. He orders ceviche. You do not eat. You watch him eat because you understand that this is also a rule. The shipments get bigger. The distances get longer. You start using trucks with false floors and hidden compartments. You learn to drive 12 hours without sleeping. You learn to urinate in bottles while maintaining highway speed. You learn that adrenaline preserves alertness but destroys your kidneys. You keep driving. You meet other drivers at truck stops. You never exchange names. You learn to read people by their shoes. Clean boots mean they are new. Dirty boots mean they are tired. No boots means they are not coming back. You develop a system of knuckles on tables. 2 taps means safe. 3 means leave. You use it everywhere. Diners, gas stations, your own kitchen. Phase 3, you get promoted. The promotion is a sentence. You are now responsible for routes, not just cargo. You manage 14 drivers. You do not hire them. You vet them. You watch them load trucks. You watch them eat. You watch them sleep. You report back everything. The polo is now a man in a white suit who smells like gin and mint. He calls you his foreman. You call him nothing. He does not allow names. You start carrying a gun. It is a used Glock with the serial number filed off. You keep it in a Ziploc bag inside a bag of rice in your apartment. You have never fired it at a person. You dry fire it at a mirror while brushing your teeth. The habit becomes muscle memory. You cannot brush your teeth now without visualizing the shot pattern. Your girlfriend, Alina, starts asking questions. She notices you check the rearview mirror 20 times per drive. She notices you never sit with your back to a door. She notices you stopped laughing. She leaves in January. You do not blame her. You understand that love is a liability. You tell yourself this so many times it becomes true. Your drivers begin to disappear. One is found in the canal. One is never found. One shows up at your apartment at 3 a.m. with blood on his shirt and asks for help. You do not open the door. You stand behind it and listen to him beg until he leaves. You tell yourself there were rules. He broke them. You do not sleep that night. You never sleep through a full night again. Phase 4. The white suit invites you to a meeting. It is held in a banquet hall that usually hosts quinceañeras. The tables are pushed against the walls, 50 men in chairs. A man at the front speaks for an hour about supply chains, about competition, about honor. You realize you are in a corporation with guns. There are business cards. There are quarterly targets. There are performance reviews. You get promoted again. You now oversee 3 cities. You have an office above a furniture store. There is a receptionist named Carla who brings you coffee and looks at you with pity you do not understand yet. You have a salary now, $67,000 a year. You file taxes. You have health insurance. You have a retirement plan. The irony is not lost on you. It is laughed at over drinks. You start meeting other mid-level managers. They are like you, quiet, watchful, divorced. They talk about real estate and their mother's health problems and never mention what they actually do. You become friends with a man named Tomas who breeds dogs. He has 7 German shepherds. He tells you they understand loyalty better than people. He is right. You visit his house once. The dogs do not bark at you. Tomas says this is a good sign. You are not sure. Phase 5. The white suit retires. He is replaced by a man called El Ingeniero, who is 34 and has an engineering degree from a university in Spain. He does not do violence. He optimizes logistics. He shows you spreadsheets with pivot tables. He asks about delivery times. You tell him the truth. He shows you a graph where your costs are higher than his target. He does not threaten you. He just asks you to fix it. You start cutting costs. You fire drivers who take longer routes. You consolidate loads. You push drivers to double shifts. You stop paying for motels. You tell yourself these are business decisions. You have become a manager who manages numbers, not people. The people become abstract. The numbers become real. One driver dies in a crash. He fell asleep at the wheel. You fill out an incident report. You note the time of death. You move on. At night you dream about the crash. You see the truck flipping. You see the driver's face. You wake up and check your phone. There is no one to call. Phase 6. El Ingeniero gives you a new responsibility. You are to train successors. You interview candidates. They are young. They are hungry. They remind you of yourself. You teach them the rules. You do not warn them. You tell yourself they would not listen anyway. You are probably right. One of them, a boy named Angel, asks you if it gets easier. You tell him no. You tell him it becomes harder in ways he cannot imagine. He nods. He will learn. They all learn. You start having trouble with your hands. They shake in the morning. You drink coffee to calm them. The coffee makes them shake worse. You stop drinking coffee. You start drinking water. You miss the taste of caffeine. You miss a lot of things. Phase 7. The organization fractures, a split, a war. You do not know the details. You know that El Ingeniero stops coming to the office. You know that drivers stop answering phones. You know that trucks stop moving. You know that silence is the loudest thing in the world. You get a call. A voice you do not recognize tells you to go to a house on Callejón del Pino. You go. The house is empty except for a folding table and a chair. You sit for 3 hours. No one comes. You leave. You never learn what that was about. You tell yourself it does not matter. You find Tomas dead in his kennel. The dog's gone. You do not go to the funeral. There is no funeral. Phase 8. You stop working. There is no work. The organization is gone. The networks are broken. The people are dead or in prison or in other countries. You have a savings account with $80,000. You have a car. You have an apartment. You have no one. You drive to the coast. You rent a room above a bakery. You wake up to the sound of bread being kneaded. You buy a dog, a mutt from the shelter. You name it nothing. You walk it on the beach. You do not check your mirrors. You do not tap tables. You do not carry a gun. One day you find yourself at a tire shop in a small town. You ask if they need help. The owner says yes. He asks if you can drive a stick shift. You say yes. You have never lied less in your life. You start working. Your hands turn black. You sleep through the night. The phone in your pocket is your own. It rings with the name of the bakery calling to say your bread is ready. You answer. You are 43 years old. You have outlived everyone you knew. You are not sure if this is victory or survival or something in between. You think about Angel sometimes. You think about Tamaz. You think about the man in the white suit who smelled like gin. You think about your mother's gravestone. You pay for the bakery bread with cash. You walk home with your dog. The sun is setting. The air smells like salt and yeast. You realize this is all there is. The quiet, the routine, the breath.